morning, everyone, and welcome to the Upper School Convocation. We are collected here today to formally begin the start of the school year. We gather together to charge each class with goals and reflections that will last throughout the year. We challenge each class with words of wisdom gathered from the students of last year. Listen and remember carefully. Previous classes have reflected on their experiences and have thoughtfully crafted their challenges to you. We now invite Mr. Bruce Dickerson to lead us all in the singing of Standards High. We now introduce Amy Pan and Caden Williams to read the charge of the freshmen.
Well, you made it. You made it through middle school, and you are still here, alive and well. You now hold the prized title of freshman. And Amy and I have been given the near impossible task of explaining to you, fellow teenagers, that you don't know everything, which I know is hard to believe. So, in the amount of time we have, we will try to impart some of our wisdom to you.
Let's start with academics. Say more yes. Do everything you can in your first year to find your passions.
Don't refuse to do anything for fear of being bad at it. Take each opportunity, no matter how difficult, as a chance to grow.
Participate. Your teachers don't really care if your answer isn't always 100% correct. They care about how much effort you're putting into the classes.
Advocate for yourself. Be prepared to ask for help from teachers and from fellow students.
Plan ahead. Use your time wisely and don't procrastinate.
Ask questions and listen for answers, because the phrase, fake it till you make it, doesn't apply to academics.
Do not only focus on grades. As much as possible, learn for the love of learning.
But high school life isn't only about academics. It's also about personal life and personal growth. So here are some things that you should strive to attain throughout your freshman year.
Have a well-balanced high school life.
Remember to make time for sleep, make time for fun, and make time to really get to know other people.
Always use thank you and please everywhere, in the cafeteria, bookstore, and the classroom. And while you're at it, pick your head up, look people in the eye, and greet them.
Don't be afraid to make friends with upperclassmen. We may look intimidating, but we were in your position a few years or even months ago. We know how you feel, and you can always ask us questions.
Be considerate of others and how they feel. People like people who ask about them.
We wish you the best of luck as you start your high school academic career. Have a great year.
We now introduce Ana Arvena, Zishan Khalid, and Tao Lu to read the charge to the sophomores.
Sophomores, this year you will shoulder a lot more responsibilities and you will be given more trust. Academically, prepare for a big step up. Make wise use of your free periods and do your work on time. Schedules and to-do lists are your friends. Be independent and use your resources. Seek help from teachers during free periods or flex. The first 2 quarters go really fast, so don't wait around hoping it'll slow down, so jump right in. The dreaded sophomore research paper is not that bad. We promise. Use your time and your resources productively, and it'll all go well. You might even like it. Be humble. The first draft of your work will not be flawless. You will need more active verbs, ask questions, revise. Teachers know if you're not prepared. You can't really fake it. In class, speak with your voice and your presence. Be confident. Put your phone down, listen. Leave the drama for the stage. And don't forget to laugh. Learning's fun, remember?
It's time to start thinking about college. Start building relationships with college counselors and college reps. Consider visiting colleges to find out what you're interested in. Keep your college apps in the backs of your minds, because these are really the years to build them up with your extracurricular activities of all sorts, as well as success in the classroom. Outside of class, find your passion. Escape from school by exploring something you love or something new. Try a new club, make new friends. You could even try talking to a freshman. Find what you like to do. Pursue that activity, get better at it, and stick with it. Strive for balance. Keep your commitments. When joining a team or a club, consider your workload. Missing class for these activities means more homework, so plan accordingly. Don't play every sport. It's impossible to do everything, and that's okay. Have a healthy social life. Make time for fun. Take care of yourself and your friends. Be safe. You might be driving soon, so be careful.
Serve your community joyfully. Find an organization you care about and make a commitment to volunteer there. Complete as many service hours as possible during first semester. Second semester is really busy with the research project. Finally, don't be the sophomore who hasn't done the reading. Don't be the one who slacks on the research project. Don't be the one to take shortcuts, to spread rumors, and to miss opportunities. Be the sophomore who reads the books. Be the one who keeps class discussion fresh. Be the first to offer thoughtful insight, to praise a classmate's effort, and to be a friend. You can do it, and we're here to help. It's over. Leave it there. Or do we take it?
We now introduce Natalie Byer, Jonah Horn, and Katarina Stacker to read the charge to the juniors.
Juniors, a storm is coming. And though every storm has its clouds, every cloud has a silver lining. This year will be academically challenging, physically taxing, and overall stressful. Find time for yourself, and the people around you. Go outside, go to social events, and don't be afraid to expand your horizons. Don't allow yourself to remain stagnant, and be sure to take advantage of your teachers' generosity and the support of your friends.
Understand your priorities and always do what's best for you, whether that means not doing your homework one night to hang with friends or sacrificing time with your friends to concentrate on your schoolwork. You dictate your schedule. Don't allow others to control your future. Be wary of academic competition. It may seem harmless at first, but it can result in feelings of self-doubt and jealousy that are toxic to this environment we have here at Barstow. It's all about your own individual progress.
Make each day memorable. Become friends with someone new and try something you've never done before, in or out of school. Along the way, document your junior year here at Barstow with plenty of pictures and videos. Allow yourself to remember your best and even your worst days as a junior and grow from your mistakes. Have fun and make this a great year.
We are pleased to have a special guest with us this morning to give the charge to the seniors. Harrison Rosenthal, class of 2013, is the older brother of Missy Rosenthal, class of 2018. You may remember Harrison from his recent guest performance at Barstow as a part of a one-act opera performed by the University of Kansas students. Barstow faculty remember Harrison as a dedicated young scholar and as a kind and compassionate young man. Please welcome Mr. Harrison Rosenthal.
And good morning, class of 2018. How is everyone? So I would first like to thank the faculty for extending me this kind invitation to come and address you all. As Mr. Fox said, my name is Harrison Rosenthal. I'm a JD PhD student at the University of Kansas, and yes, the loving brother of one Melissa Rosenthal. Hello, Missy. I have been asked here today to give unto you some words of advice as you prepare to make your transition to college. Now, I'd like to preface this by saying that I am not, nor do I claim to be, some supreme vestibule of wisdom. Nevertheless, I'm not that much older than you, but I have learned some valuable lessons over the course of my higher level academic career that I would like to share with you today. And many of those hard-learned lessons came during my freshman year. Now, I want to be frank with you all. The freshman year of college will be the most difficult undertaking of your life by any order of magnitude, right? Your freshman year will be the most difficult transition period you will ever face. You will be moving away from home for the first time. You will be meeting a plethora of individuals, both in and out of the classroom, with a wide range of personalities, and you will be experiencing an accelerated course load. So what you would have normally learned in a year of high school, you will learn in one semester of college. Now, I don't tell you these things to scare you, but rather to prepare you for a reality that I did not expect. Now, I have no doubt that each one of you will overcome these obstacles and achieve higher level academic success, but I would like to offer 3 pieces of advice that I wish I had known as a matriculating college freshman that would have significantly eased the burden. Number 1, trust in your academic training, right? Trust in your academic pedigree. You all are preparing to graduate from the preeminent secondary institution in Kansas City. Barstow is categorically and unequivocally the best college preparatory institution in the greater Kansas City area, right? A Barstow education is one that emphasizes interdisciplinary scholarship, critical thinking, and the Socratic dialogue. The faculty here at Barstow do everything in their capacity to foster the student-instructor relationship and discussion-based learning generally. This is important because all meaningful education is the result of a conversation, right? A so-called meeting of the minds. Barstow faculty achieve these types of conversations by treating you all, the students, as cognitive equals, right? This type of relationship maximizes your class contributions and your abilities to think critically and orate mellifluously. The Barstow faculty try, in my experience, not to follow the didactic model of teaching, but rather to engage in the conversational learning that helps you all think for yourselves. This is critical to your college preparedness because it forces you to be able to think and to be comfortable having those deep intellectual conversations with faculty. Continue those conversations and continue to take advantage of these types of relationships when you matriculate to college, right? It always amazes me that within a 5-mile radius of the university that I attend, I can find at least one expert in every academic discipline being studied, right? And each one of those faculty members are willing to sit down and have a conversation with a student, undergraduate or graduate. Whether it's a conversation I was having with an English professor who happened to be the former president of the Hemingway Society about an upcoming journalism paper on Ernest Hemingway, or a conversation with a distinguished professor of voice who was on the stage of the Metropolitan Opera some 60+ times. Faculty generally are willing to converse with students, right? Take advantage of this and seek out those opportunities for conversation. Because just like your experience at Barstow, conversations with your faculty in college will serve to enrich your overall educational experience. Number 2, identify your core personal values. Identify what it is you value at this stage in your life and keep exercising those values in college. Now, there are 2 reasons for this. The first is practical. By identifying your core values, you will be able to organize and plan a weekly schedule around those values, right? One of the biggest mistakes I made as a freshman was not maintaining my high school values in college. If you value exercise, build that into your schedule. If you value spending time with friends, build that into your schedule. If you value music and the arts, go out to the theater a couple times a month. Also, by enumerating your values at the outset, you will find and narrow your potential career path, right? If you arrive at college with your values identified, you will have an easier time with that trial and error process of finding your major. And if I had known at the outset that I valued the written word, helping people, working to make the world a better place, as cheesy and cliche as that sounds, I would have had a significantly easier time finding my callings and passions for journalism and law. The second reason for identifying your personal values is philosophical, right? Some of the greatest minds of Western antiquity say that we maximize our personal happiness by working to identify our values and then practice them on a daily basis. Hence the old adage, do what you love and do what makes you happy, right? But in order to do what you love, you have to first identify what it is that you love. Aristotle argues in Nicomachean Ethics that happiness is the result of, or is the intersection rather, from our values and our actions. And in order to maximize our happiness, we first need to discover what we love, namely by finding our values, and work to promote those on a daily basis. When I was a freshman, I did not identify my values, and I mistook certain values for the results, right? So for example, I mistakenly valued success in terms of academics, athletics, socialization, and equated success with happiness, not realizing that success by itself does not lead to happiness. Success is a result of happiness. So moreover, by working to do what you value, you will inherently enjoy the process, you will inherently be successful, and you will ultimately find your intellectual and professional callings. So to recap, number 1, trust in your training. Number 2, identify your personal values. And number 3, once you identify those values, don't stray from those values in college, right? Keep your commitments to upholding those values. And I speak from experience when I say that when you start college, you will feel an inclination to go out and find that proverbial college experience. It's important to remember that the college experience is unique to every student, right? Every college experience is different. And your personal college experience should be driven by your core values. So if you value interdisciplinary study, take classes outside of your major. If you value music, take a weekly voice lesson. If you value family, take time to call home each day. And if you value serious scholarship, maybe consider not going out nightly and engaging in freshman shenanigans. A famous Roman orator once said, "It's better to be than to seem." A Barstow education is invaluable in that during your time here, you will begin this lifelong holistic development of mind, body, and character to understand who you are as a person. Continue this development in college. Don't become someone you are not, and don't do activities you wouldn't normally do. Continue being the person you know you are, and continue to explore your academic and extracurricular passions. By building on your personal values, I promise you will enjoy the process, because although the process will be difficult, it will be the most rewarding experience of your life. And if you're anything like me and you try your hardest to make the most out of these next 4 years, you might not want to leave. Thank you very much.
If everyone remaining would step up to the inner brick circle, let's gather up a little bit. And just because I can, I'd like to thank Harrison again. That's extraordinary. Good morning. Liz, Joe, and I thought it appropriate to frame our charge to all of us in terms of our mission statement, the symmetrical development of mind, body, and character, and it fell to me to speak to you about the mind. We have chosen to work in a school. We have chosen to devote a large portion of our lives to the education of children. We have chosen to give of ourselves repeatedly. Though we are sometimes tired, we are often hurried, and we are always thinking of the next thing. Every day in the school brings an abundance of fresh intellectual challenges, and we admirably navigate those challenges while literally thinking on our feet. We give, and we find real joy and meaning in that giving, but we are all here, at least in part, because we are all lifetime learners. Here then is a challenge for all of us. Let us continue our own personal journeys, all for ourselves. Learn something new this year. For that matter, learn something new every day. We work in an environment filled with passionate, smart, and generous people. Every one of us has something to share. Every one of us is ready to learn.
Body. Often overlooked and neglected, taking care of our physical and mental well-being is a foundational step to a successful school year. The nature of our profession is to give to others, our time, our energy, our focus. After long school days, the requirements on our time do not always diminish. Families come calling, dogs come barking, and uncompleted tasks take on a voice of their own. During the storm of life, find shelter in the moments that provide much-needed restoration. Our challenge is clear. Find time to promote our overall health amongst a sea of obligations and excuses. Some options are straightforward: weight training, the dreaded cardio machine, yoga, or a short walk. Other options are less obvious, but can be equally rewarding: spending time outside, conversations with friends, or a weekend nap. Do not go it alone. We are a community of supportive, selfless individuals who thrive on the success of others. Leverage each other. Take care of each other.
Character. The display of your collective strong character is played out every day in classrooms, in hallways, on athletic fields, on the stage, in offices, every venue where there are teachers and children. You share with your students your wisdom and knowledge, your love of learning, your kindness, your integrity, your fairness, your forgiveness, your hope, and your humor. After summer, you revitalize and bring with you fresh air that breathes life back into the halls of the school. This is a magic time of the year. I charge you with extending the magic and newness of the year by showing yourself the same consideration that you show your students. Find a wise friend when not feeling so wise yourself. Take time for yourself if you ever lose your love of teaching. Be kind to yourself when you are discouraged or tired. Be fair with yourself when you just don't think you're doing enough. Forgive yourself in the face of an error. Look for hope in the eyes of the children faced with hopelessness. Look for humor in odd places. Lean on each other and lean on me. Have a wonderful year.